The IPO theory of intonational structure. This section sketches the approach to describing intonation that was developed at the Institute for Perception Research (IPO). Why IPO? In Elvern, between about 1965 and 1995, though originally hmm, or originally though originally motivated by the search for a model of the intonation of Dutch for use in speech synthesis. The IPO approach is subsequently developed into a general theory of intonational structure. It served as the basis of a pedagogical description of Dutch intonation, and was extended to the description of intonation in other languages, including English, German, French, and Indonesian. Though the IPA descriptive framework has now largely fallen out of use, not least because the institute itself was redirected from pure to applied research in the mid-1990s. The IPO tradition was responsible for some important achievements. responsible For some important achievements, in particular, the IPO researchers were in many ways the first to make a serious attempt to combine an abstract phonological level of description with a detailed account of the phonetic realization of phonological elements. 1.2.1 Phonological structure. In the IPO approach, contours are idealized as a sequence of pitch movements and connecting line segments. The model assumes that certain pitch movements are interpreted as relevant by the listener, and that these movements are characterized by discrete commands to the vocal cords and should be recoverable as so many discrete events in the resulting pitch contours, which may present themselves at first sight as continuous variations in time. Moreover, although the idealization was not clearly stated as such in the earliest IPO work, these pitch movements are modeled on the assumption that the most elementary aspect of pitch variation is the difference between a relatively high and a relatively low pitch level, and that speech melody is characterized by the continual alternation between relatively high and relatively low pitch levels. Speech melody. Oh, that's interesting. This notion of a basic distinction between relatively high and relatively low is a clear foreshadowing of two-level phonologies of Bruce and Pierre Humbert, a point to which I will return in section 2.3.